Hey, I forgot to do the oopie-doopie-doop. There we go. Did you get the Elias L is the first one. Hello. Oh, that is a lot of comments. Flying Eagle, 5 out of 5. Yep, that's it. Hi, hello from Germany. Okay, I'm noticing that it's a bit more subscribers now than the last time I streamed. Hello. Secret. Yes, it is a secret stream. Because what I have planned today is a little bit different than the last time I streamed, which I've been streaming like 2 times, I think. So here's the deal. This stream has 2 layers. The first layer is the live stream that we're currently in with you guys in the chat. Hello from Russia. Hello. Who are you? Yeah, I'm just some dude. Victor Kosh. Hello. Can I speak on another language? I mean, you can try. I won't understand it. So we're live, right? And that is going to be the first layer of this video. And the second layer is the video that is online after the recording is finished, which is going to be just the exact same video, but with a different title and a different thumbnail. And the thing is, that title and thumbnail is going to be what the tutorial is going to be about. But the people that are here in the live stream, they don't know what this tutorial is going to be about. So I thought, wouldn't that be a really interesting format to just keep it a secret for as long as possible? And so the people that are here live are going to try and guess what is the tutorial going to be about. And then the people that are watching it can feel really good about themselves because they know that this is a tutorial about, yeah. So we will be working in Blender version 3.1. And I've only tried this workflow that I'm going to do today just a couple of times. So it's a quite spontaneous tutorial. Let me just have a little bit of a... That's way too hot. By the way, let me know if the sound levels are good. So, in this tutorial, we are going to create what the title of this video is, if you're watching in the future. And if you're watching it live, it's still a secret. So we're going to start out by creating a plane. So go Shift A, let's make a plane. Let's scale this up. By the way, I can enable screencast keys so you can see what we're doing. And we're going to scale this way up so it covers the entire thing. And then we're going to press Tab to go to edit mode, and then press I to make this hole in our plane. And then let's scale this down even further. So now we have this tiny little hole in a large plane. And now we're going to press P so we can separate this. So now if you go back to object mode now, you can see that we have one plane that is a hole in a larger one. So let's take the large plane and let's add, in the modifier properties, let's add a solidify modifier. I'm barely remembering this because I just prepared this just a little while ago. So let's increase the thickness. So now we have this box. And let's just give it a bevel modifier. And we're going to want to lower the thickness. You can hold down Shift and lower the thickness of the bevel. Oh, I'm on the solidifier still, sorry. You're going to lower the amount of the bevel. This is a professional and planned tutorial, I promise. 0.5. And then we're going to take this plane and we're going to hold down Shift and select the large plane, Control L, copy modifiers. So now we have this in our scene. This is what we have. So let me ask the chat, what do you think this is going to be a tutorial about? It's going to be really interesting. I don't think it's that much delay. What is this for a tutorial? So, Christian asks logo. Someone says it's a pizza. Hard surface, table. I don't know. Iron Man suit. That would be cool. The chat is going way too fast here. Some kind of seamless animation. Interesting. Peter Popadich. I'll keep that in mind. Self-portrait. Spaceship. Giant thumb. That's shower. Spaceship. Trapdoor. Dog. Some type of door. Okay, so we have some type of door and we have seamless loop. Interesting. I can, what's the word for reveal already now that the special thing about this tutorial is that it's not necessarily what we are going to create, but it is how we create it, and it is what we are going to use it for. In my mind, I'm being super mysterious now, but this could probably be really weird and lame, so my apologies if it is. Okay, so we have this thing. Let's animate it. Let's start animating it. So first of all, I want to make a material for the ground plane. So let's go to material properties, and let's make a new material, and let's set the surface to diffuse, and let's lower the brightness. And you can also set the roughness to 0 if you like. And we'll give the same material to this thing. So now they both look just a little bit darker. And we will call this main material. Okay, someone says the idea is cool. That's very much appreciated. I'm very vulnerable for comments like that right now, so that goes straight to my heart. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to create a very smooth light, and we're going to create the smoothest light in Blender, which is the sunlight. And by smooth, I mean sort of even light. We want to evenly light this entire place. So let's create a sunlight, and let's just move it up, and let's go to render view, and let's you know what, I talked about animating this. We should animate it, but first let's rotate the sun by 45 degrees on this axis. I don't know what this axis is, and then let's do 45 degrees on from the top view as well, and we can move it a little bit over here. So now we have this basic sunlight. So when we take this cube and we move it on the z-axis, we're going to get a cool looking shadow, similar to the thumbnail of this video, or at least for the people watching the live stream. So let's move this on the z. No, let's insert a keyframe for the z location. So you can go over here, you can right click, insert single, you can go to the object properties and right click, insert single keyframe on the z-axis. That's not important, but it's nice to just have fewer keyframes. And let's go 50 frames. And now we're going to move this on the z-axis, so press G and Z, and let's move this by a value of, let's do 0.8 meters, that's good. And now I want to cut a hole in this, here. No, you know what, I want to cut a hole, this is the wrong rotation. Let's just do this 90 degrees. So I want to cut a hole here. So to do that, we can't really do anything right now because we are using the solidify modifier. So we're going to use modify properties, and we're going to apply the solidify modifier. So you can click this little arrow here, and let's just click apply. So now when you go to edit mode, you can see we can select these surfaces, and we can do the same thing that we did at the very beginning, which is to press I and then create this very unexpected thing, because this is way too far down. So I'm gonna go to edit mode, and I'm gonna go to wireframe view by holding down Z, and I'm gonna go to tab, and I'm going to just move the bottom here up a little bit. I think like this. So, oh, we forgot to add the keyframe at the end. So let's move this by 0.8 on the Z-axis and go to the object properties, and let's click this, what is this, the icon from Sims? It's just like this sideways square. So icon from Sims, yeah, that's hilarious. This is probably going to be a real funny stream. And then now we can do the thing. So let's press 3 to do face select, and let's select one of these faces, and let's press I, and let's just make this insert. And now you can do this from the side. You can press X on the widget up here, and you can press E to extrude it on the, I don't know what axis this is, but it's the automatic axis. So now we have a cube with a hole in it. And now we can take this bottom of the cube, and we can move it so it's exactly here. So it's kind of like super flush with this. Yeah. Flush. Flush is a cool word. I don't think we have a word for flush in Norwegian. And I don't mean like emptying the toilet. I mean like this flush finish. Such a cool word. Okay, so now what we have is we have this box that just comes up from the ground. Cool. Let's improve this a little bit, because remember we did the super even lighting. And so to get like, let's view this from the render viewer here. So we got this super even lighting. So we could like do let's say we set the framing to be like this. Then it would be impossible to really see where the scene stops or ends or... Yeah, I'm not explaining this very well. The point is, we're going to make this invisible when it goes into the ground. So, to do this, what we can do is we can actually animate the amount of bevel. Because that means that if we select both of these, and I hold down Alt and I just drag on the bevel, now you can see, if I turn off the overlay, everything is gone. And I can press play, and it's going to go up still. So what we want to do is we want to select the bevel, select the cube, and let's set a keyframe on the bevel, and let's go 30 frames. Let's set it to 0, and another keyframe. I'm an idiot, that's the wrong way. So, yeah, we'll keep the keyframe there, and we'll go 30 frames. And now we'll add another keyframe. Let's go to the beginning, and now let's set it to 0. And let's press I. Hold the mouse over and press I. And then let's do the same thing for the ground. Let's go to 30 frames. Insert a keyframe, first frame, 0, and then insert. So now when we start our... Oh, I forgot to save. I should probably do that. What should I call this? I'm going to do the first username, Arvin. 1521. That's cool that Arvin is the first username I saw. Hello, Arvin. 1521. Wow, that's a good meme. I should tell the story. So when me and Arvin went to high school, or whatever it's called, we would always take the bus when the time was 1521. And the cool about 1521 is that it's the same when you view it in the mirror. So it would, it's always dark in Norway. So we would sit somewhere in the bus, and we would see the reflection of the clock in the bus, and we would say, wow, the time is always 1521, because we always get to experience this reflection thing. And yeah, that's probably a story that I enjoy and Arvin enjoys. So, yep. So now let's save this, and let's go ahead and do a... Hey, let me ask you a question. What do you think this tutorial is going to be about? I hope this has value for the people that are watching the video later as well, because, I don't know, it's like a dual timeline here. People are saying hi to Erwin. Yeah, that's good. Let him know this. He's appreciated. Garage, elevator, some elevator, secret base, lightning, level, sci-fi stuff, time window, portal, dirty box. Revealing the Polyford logo. Well, that's easy. That's in the thumbnail. A bomb, an elevator, new logo. It's not a new logo, I can say that. I really enjoy my logo. House, bunker, Okay, so what it is not that important, like what we're creating. But the important part here is the format. Just like the thing that we can do with the thing that we're making is so cool. It's really powerful. And I think it could open like a new genre of... No, this is not a new genre. People have been doing this for ages, but I just really discovered how easy it is to do this, all of the stuff that we're doing today with free software. So that was my sort of my excitement that sparked this spontaneous stream. Well, a lot of people are watching here. Some modifier, fridge, mini fridge. Okay, so let's get back to the tutorial. I think we need to increase the power of the sun. Not in the palm of my hand this time. Let's just right click and then just light power. That's too sensitive. Let's just actually increase this to like 1.5 or something. Yeah, that's good. So now let's add something inside of this. So we're going to create just something interesting that's happening inside here. And I'm thinking we could do like the logo thing that I have. So let's go import SVG. I can recommend the SVG tutorial if you haven't seen it yet. I can leave a link in the description, but there's a chance that you might have seen it because it has a bajillion views, which is amazing. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to keep the icon. set origin to geometry, and let's move this to the center. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to place this in the middle, and we're going to give it a new material. We're going to call this logo, and we're going to give it a diffuse material. No, we're going to give it a glossy material. And we're going to copy this. So Control L and link materials. And the viewport display is probably going to be black, so let's just increase this. Okay, so here we have something similar to the thumbnail that you saw in this video, in the live stream. Wow, this is confusing. And let's try and go to the, select both of the parts of the SVG element. You can use anything, by the way. This has nothing to do with SVG. And go to Object Leader Properties, and I'm just going to go to Geometry, and I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to increase the extrude. And that's too much, so let's hold down Alt again and set this to 001. So we get just a little bit of an edge there. That's cool. And let's hold down Alt, and let's click the depth, and let's do 0.001. Oh, that's too much. 0.05. And each time you're clicking this, you have to hold down Alt so that both of these are affected. Or you could, why didn't I do this from the beginning? You could hold down Shift and select both and press Control J, I think. So now, yeah. So that's what you should do. If you have multiple elements, just join them. So let's lower this actually a little bit, and let's set the resolution to 0. And let's add an edge split modifier. So we get this cool edge here. I really like this edge. And then let's go to the Object Data Properties, and you can increase the resolution preview, because now you can see you have this. This is the mesh we have, and you can increase this. So let's do 32 is good, because we're going to be a little bit zoomed out. So, wow, an SVG tutorial. That was really that's funny. It's really funny. A lot of Russian letters here, or acrylic. Is that what it's called? I don't understand that. So please keep it English if you want me to understand your comment. Okay, so to get a little bit more efficient here, I'm going to try and explain a little bit about what this tutorial is actually going to be about. So we are going to create a smooth looking, I would like to say a smooth looking render, but we are going to we have created a really smooth ground here. You can see it in render view. Everything here has the same color. So what's really cool about that is, if you want to render this out as an animation, you could just render like this part. Oh, you could just render this part. So let me show you what I think. Let me show you what I mean. If I go Shift A and I make a camera, and then I go View, Align Active Camera to View, Control Alt Numpad 0. Now you can see that I can press Control B and I can do this. And I only have to render this part of the image. And then this can be completely frozen. And why this has to be frozen, or why it is cool that it's frozen, we're going to come back to later. But it's really interesting. It opens a lot of doors for this technique. Yeah, let me tell you one more thing. We're going to create a ridiculously small video file. What I tried last time I did this is I made a video file. I just practiced this earlier today. I made a video file that was 4K, 60 frames per second, 15 seconds long, and like, what was it? I think it was like at 1 megabyte. And if you know anything about videos and resolution, you might be a little bit surprised to hear that it was just a 1 megabyte sized video. So how is that possible? It's because we can use video compression that knows that everything is going to be just one solid color here. Video compression is super good at that. So that's what we're going to do in this tutorial. And then for the people watching the live stream, are probably going to have to guess, why would you want a video to be that small? And we will not be uploading it to a website. We'll be using it on our computer. So now what we're going to do, now I'm going to add just a little bit of lighting here. And we're not going to spend that much time on making this look really good, because I trust that once you see the power of the workflow that we're doing today, you will be able to fill this cube or sphere or house or just make something that looks incredibly cool, that just comes up from a flat ground. I think you're going to see the value in that. So I'm just going to try and keep it simple today. And I'm really looking forward to see what you can create with it. So let's create some light in here. Let's go Shift A and let's add an area light. And let's move this on the Z-axis. So it's inside here, and you can right click and you can adjust the light size. So yeah, so now we have a light inside of here. And if I press numpad 0, I can view this from the camera view. And if you select the camera, you can select the border here. You can go to the viewport display under object data properties. You can go to viewport display, and you can increase the passepartout. I think that's what it's pronounced. Passepartout is French. You can increase this, and then you will notice that the border around here goes darker. Because now the problem is we are rendering everything around as well. So if you just increase this to max, it's going to render just a little bit faster, because then it will disable the render here. So what's the next thing we're going to do? Yeah, let's change the color of the light. So let's select the light, and the color here, I have a text file here with the polyfjord blue that I like to use. I can never remember this. So, and let's increase the power a little bit. So now we have this light that is inside, and I want to actually make this into a glass material instead. So you can just click here and you can just press G, and that's going to give you a glass material. So let's up the roughness just a little bit. Okay, this is good. Now, I'm wondering what this looks like when I'm animating it. Yeah, so now this goes straight through. So we want to select this one. We're going to go to the end, and we want to take the logo, and we want to hold down Shift and select the light, and then hold down Shift and select the cube, and go Control P, parent. So now when you press play, you can see that we have this invisible thing in the beginning, and now it just comes up from the ground. And that's it. And we want to make this a little bit smoother. So if you like, you can just grab this line, and you can press Control Tab, and it takes you right to the graph editor. How cool is that? That's an amazing hotkey. So now you can select this, I think it's the Z-axis, the Z location, and you can press N to bring up this menu. That's this N button, and then you can go, and you can click this one, and you can set interpolation to, for example, cubic, and then the easing to ease in and out. So now when you press play, we have a little bit of a smoother animation. Now we're going to do something that's going to just make you wonder even more. What is this? If you're watching the live stream, at least. We are going to make this into a 60 frames per second animation. So let's go to the output properties, and let's set the frame rate to 60. So now when you press play, this goes maybe a little bit too fast. So we can take this and we can press G. You can just select the cube and you can click and drag. And then you can just move this like this, 90 frames. That's good. Okay, so wow, there's a lot of comments. I got a little bit distracted. So now this is a little bit smoother. And now what we're going to do is that we are going to do a test render, I think. Because we have actually animated everything we need to animate. Just goes up like this. You know, maybe I can move this inside a little bit more. Maybe scale it down too. Yeah, that's good. Okay, nice. So, I think I'm just gonna tell you what we're doing. No, let me do some more stuff first. I have one thing I wanna do the render. Let's do the render, and then I'll tell you what this is a tutorial about. That's crazy that you don't know. A lot of people here still don't know what this is a tutorial about, and I'm starting to feel a little bit bad actually. So I'm going to go to the end of the animation, just like 2 more frames after, and then we're going to go Control End. So that is going to, and then it's a numpad end. So that's going to set the end frame. You can also adjust that here. So now what we're going to do is let's add a little bit of a spin to this. So let's set the end frame to 100 frames, and let's select the logo. Okay, and we want the pivot point to be at the center. So hold down Shift and right click, and you can set the 3D cursor, and you can select this, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. So now we can rotate this, and we want to rotate it right here, I think. Insert rotation, and let's move to 99 frames, and then let's rotate it on the Z-axis by a value of 360. So hold down Control and do 360, and then insert rotation. So now this is, yeah, that's a really fast rotation. Yeah, we're not going to rotate it. That looks really bad. Yeah, so let's do 92 frames, and let's press Control End. So this, our animation is going to end at 92 frames. Yeah, I'm happy about this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to render this out as a video file. And what's really cool is that instead of rendering the entire thing where this would have to be calculated, we only have to just render like a little box, because we can add the background later. That's really cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select the camera. I don't think you actually need to have this camera selected, but I just did. Let's press Control B, and you can draw the box that you're going to render. So let's draw it like this, and then you can adjust it with these little... Now, if you have the camera selected, you can adjust it with these little things. And now let's do... let's do it like this. And now I'm going to find out where I'm going to save this. I'm just going to save this to my desktop, actually, in a new folder called... What's the username I can call this for? ShyWiz? ShyWiz? Yeah, I don't know. I hope that doesn't mean anything. I'm going to call this... I am going to just call this the render. Render version 1. No, yeah, that's going to be render version 1. And then let's maybe let's lower the samples a little bit. And let's just press F12 and do a test render. So that is a 3-second render. That is going to be almost 300 seconds, which is, yeah, that's manageable. So that means I can go Control, you can go render animation. I think this works. Let's just hope it does. So Sony Shetty asks, is this live streaming or recorded? It is that's a fun question. No, it's a live stream. That's a fun question. What's the name of your glasses? Brand model? I have no idea. I bought these at the like your local Norwegian glass shop. I said, "Hey, do you have any glasses?" And they said, "Yep." And like what I always struggle to figure out what I'm gonna say when I'm at. Okay, so I was at the shoe store the other day, and I got in, and she said, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Shoes," and she said, "Yeah," like she like she didn't understand how difficult it is for me to shop shoes. Okay, I think I'm going to be telling you what this tutorial is about. Let me just have another sip of tea and just enjoy that a lot of people don't know. So concurrent viewers, is that like how many it is right now? Can I go to analytics and see? So we are. No, this is... What? I don't know. Are we 970 people in this stream? In that case, I hope that's like the number of people total. I don't think that's... Okay, so we are... Wow, so we are 970 people at the same time. Oh, my heart rate just went up. Wow, that's... I'm glad I'm drinking caffeine-free tea, at least. Okay, so the render is almost finished. I'm going to have to just explain to you what this is going to be a tutorial about. So, in this tutorial, we're going to use only open source software to create our own 4K animated wallpaper on our computer. And that's going to sound like, okay, that's whatever. I can get software to get myself a wallpaper. But the thing is, we're going to be using only free software, and I'm going to show you some really nice tricks for how do you export a video file that you can use as your wallpaper. Because you don't want a really big video file that is annoying, and it takes a lot of RAM, and it takes a lot of CPU power to encode it, or decode it, I mean. So I just experimented a little bit with this, and I have some theories and ideas and things that I've tried that seems to work on how you can have a video as a background on your computer using some really cool software. And actually, I just found out that today that is like just a few days ago, the version 2.0 of this software came out. So let me just see. I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna show you this software. So we're going to use. Let me see if I can start it while we're rendering. Yeah, so it's called Lively Wallpaper, and let me just go ahead and pause this because I've did some testing before. And let me go to Open Lively, and here you can see what you can do. Oh, is my internet bad? Is it lagging, by the way? Oh, we're at 1K. Hey, nice. Should I promote my Discord now? You should join the Discord server. It's link in the description. It's amazing. If 1,000 people were to join, the mods would be... Yeah, I don't know. They would really struggle with their... No, I'm just kidding. It's an amazing community. You should check it out if you want to learn Blender. Okay, so this program is really cool. Look, there are some built-in stuff here that's really nice. Look at this. Fluids. Oh, wait, I paused it. So I'm just going to do some real-time fluid simulation while I'm rendering. Look at this. How cool is that? I hope this looks as good for you as it does for me. I'm looking at this in... I'm looking at this in 144 frames per second, which is probably a bit smoother. But you should be seeing this in 60 frames per second. Look how cool this is. It's amazing. So you could obviously use this, which would be probably cooler than what we're going to do today. But this Lively Wallpaper software is really good at just making your own animated wallpaper. So that's what we are going to be doing in this tutorial. And the reason why you can't really... Let me show you a really bad example of what happens if you just make a video. Look at this. So can you see this? I'm not sure if it's going to be as bad for you, but for me, this is heavily compressed. It's like... Oh, it is like watching a YouTube video, but you are watching a YouTube video. So probably you can't see the difference. But for me, this is like a really blocky mess, and it's not really... I wouldn't really look at this every day. And also, we're at the ocean and it's wobbling up and down. Why would you want that? Yeah, so today we're going to create like a much smoother one. Let me just show you the one I've made. So I'm going to show you this one. It's a box thing. And I'm not sure how YouTube is going to do the compression here. So what's really cool is that this is still like a super regular wallpaper. So I can right click here and I can just use it as a regular computer. But then look at this. Just comes out of nothing, and it's just this part. This might be some banding because of YouTube, I'm not sure, but I'm going to try and fix this. So let's see how the render is doing. Oh, we're almost finished. No, we are finished. Yeah, so now let's take a look at the render. Let's go render view animation, which is Control F11, and now you can see that we have this animation that goes up. It plays at 60 frames per second. I'm using it's Norwegian. I'm using DJV, which is the amazing. It's in the EXR tutorial. If you check that out, you'll learn about this software. It's an amazing open source EXR viewer. So I'm viewing this in EXR in real time, 60 frames per second, super smooth. And so what we have just done, can I RGBA? Yeah. So here you can see we're looking at the alpha channel. So white is the image and black is everything that's transparent. Yeah. So what we just have to do now is we just have to reset our render border. So press Control Alt B, and then let's go to the first frame and let's just press F12. So now we're just going to do a still render of the very first frame. So that means we get just a clean backplate that we can just layer below our animation. So now let's take this and go image, save image, which is Alt S. And let's just call this, wait, where am I? Shywiz. Yeah, let's just call this BG version 1. So now what we can do is we can press the plus sign here and go to video editing and go to video editing. And here is the video editor in Blender, which is really powerful. It lacks some feature, but we don't need that many features today. So you can go Shift A, import image sequence, and let's go, let's find whatever we have. Let's make sure the naming is set from 0 and not this way, because if you import it this way, it's going to be played in reverse, which is weird and cool at the same time. Perhaps mostly weird. So let's make sure the name is alphabetically this way, and then you select the first one, and you can hold down shift if you like and select the second and the last one, and then go add image strip. So now when you press play, you can see that this will play like this. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can select this clip and press G and move it around like it is anything else, and press Y. So now this is a video timeline. So now what we can do is we can go Shift A and import an image sequence again, and now let's select the background and add image strip. And now this background will layer below, so now you can't see it anymore. If you press H, you can hide the background. You can see this is transparent, and then you can press, I think it's Alt H. Yeah, so now you can see that this works. So to extend the background, you can just select this bar right here, the end, and press G, and then you can hold down Control, so it will snap to the end. But that doesn't really matter, you can just make it as long as you want. So now when you press play, hopefully we're going to, yes, we're getting one of the things that I was hoping would happen. Can you see it? Can anyone see? Maybe I can just full screen this. Is anyone able to see what I would like to fix with this? Whoa, 1,008 streamers, viewers, and 1 streamer, I guess. Yeah, so the stream will be up on YouTube after. So you can see the edge, right? Yeah, light leak, glow, light chopping, plane cut off, the bloom. Yes, it's cut off. It's not actually bloom, but yeah, it's cut off. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to just add a simple mask. So let's go plus up here, and let's go to visual effects and masking. And I've only just tried this once in my life, so let me just try it again. So we're going to press open, and we're going to go to desktop, and we're going to find where it is. So let's do the last frame of the render. So render version 1, frame 92, open clip. For some reason, I'm gonna have to go to the first frame here, which is okay. And now you can hold down Control, and if you hold down Control and click, you can create a mask. Boop, bidoop, bidoop. And then you can hold on Control and click the last one. Will it connect? Yeah, it connects. So now what we have done is that we have created a mask that looks like this. This is our mask right now. And we want to feather this, or else we would just move the hard edge up here, right? So then what you can do is you can select this mask and you press Alt S. And this adds feather. And then you can press G to move this around. And then you can you can actually hold down Shift and do, I think you can do all of them and hold down Alt S. Nope, you can just do one. So let's hold down Alt S. And yeah, so let's move this. So now we have made a mask that looks like this. So it's a smooth feather. You can make this even a little bit smoother. So now what we can do, we can go back to video editing. I'm going to save, and I'm going to go to this frame where we can really clearly see this chopped off. And let's select our clip, not the background. Let's select this one. And let's go to modifiers, add strip modifier, mask, and let's set the mask input type to mask, and let's set the mask to mask. That's a lot of mask. Okay, so now let's select this one and go Alt H. Boom. Now the line is, yeah, it seems to be completely gone, at least for me. It's going to be exciting to see the final video. But yeah, and actually I think I want to just increase, I'm going to freestyle a little bit, and I'm going to increase this a little bit. Oh no, hey, we can just cheat big time. We can go to output properties, and no, where is this? Oh, I'm going to cheat so hard. Yeah, you can go to the render properties and color management, and I think you can actually just set the look to high contrast. No, that's too much. Medium contrast, and let's increase the exposure. Yeah, so I think this will be saved actually in the final version. So yeah, this is good. Yeah, I think this is good. Now this is going to be our animated wallpaper. Problem is, this doesn't loop. It just goes up, right? So here's what we are going to do. We want to extend this when it's up. So let's go Shift A, import image sequence or image/sequence. Let's press BG. No. Oh, sorry. Let's take the last frame and add image strip. So now this is a still image, and it's probably an easier way to do freeze frame, but this is really fast too. And now you can press G and you can hold down Control, so it will just stay there. And now make sure to add the same modifier. So go to add strip modifier, mask, and do the mask thing. So it will also have the mask. And now, let's actually increase the length of our animation. Let's do, how many seconds do you want to do? 6 seconds? Yeah, I don't want to render this forever. So 6 seconds, it's 360 frames, right? No, we're at 60 frames per second, so it's, what? I don't know, I don't have to do math right now. So, now what we're going to do is that we are going to make this into a seamless loop. And that is so easy that we can just duplicate this. So select this first one, Shift D, and let's just move this because we have these frames pre-rendered. You can hold down Control to make it snap. And then you can go to, oh, I don't remember where we're going. We're going to video. Yeah, and then reverse frames. So now this will go like this. And then it will go back into the ground and it will stay there. So now you can extend the background all the way to the end or a little bit further. It doesn't really matter. And now we can export this as a video file. So what video settings do you want to have when you are exporting a video that is going to be set as your animated wallpaper? What's your answer to that? Someone is suggesting EXR, PNG, GIF, SVG, MP4, EXR, JPEG, 4K 60. So that's a cool answer. And what I am really asking, I'm sorry, I think I asked that question really badly. What I think that, what I meant to ask is, because we are going to export it as a video file, what do we have to think about when exporting that video file? That's the question I'm asking. And I'm talking about video compression. If you could be any file, what would it be? I would be a very small text file, I think. The size of the file, lossless, bitrate, low compression, lossy. Okay, so I don't know super much about compression, but I know this. If you have a video file that is compressed really efficiently, then the device that plays back the video file has to work harder to play it back. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go to the output properties, and let's set the file format to FFmpeg video, and then under encoding, let's set the container to MP4. Doesn't really matter what the container is, but I like MP4. And now, here's the thing. We can set the output quality, which is like the bitrate of the video, and then we can set the encoding speed. And the encoding speed is sort of like how good of a job does Blender do when stacking all this file together, and how easy will it be to open them up again. So if it's a slow encoding speed, then we are going to get a really efficient compression, which means that in my testing at least, my GPU video decoding was higher. So if we set the encoding speed to real time, and we set the output quality to a high bitrate, and then we can increase, and let's just focus on those two things. We have increased the bitrate, and we have increased, or we have lowered the amount of encoding speed that we are using. Because I feel like encoding speed and... Oh, you can't see it. Oh my god. Okay. Do I even have the possibility to hide myself? I'm not sure. Oh my god, I'm not sure how long I've been talking. Let me just set this back to the default settings. Oh, no, you can see a little bit. Hey, you can... No, you can't see that much. Can I do this and this? Yeah. Okay, good. So here's what we're going to do. I think I also struggle a little bit with that explanation, so let me just try and be quicker. We are going to export this at a high bitrate, and we are going to export it in a real-time encoding speed. Because in the testing I did, this creates the file that takes the least video memory, or the least on the video codec graph in the settings. And I can feel that I don't really know what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna talk a little bit faster through this part. So what we have done today is that we have been really kind to our video compressing software part of Blender, because almost every single thing that you can see here, like everything outside of this box, is just a still image. Excuse me. So what happens here is that we can tell Blender that, hey, every single time that you have to make like a keyframe, like, don't worry, it's just a still thing, and there's no noise here, so there's really no data that has to be updated here. So we can actually increase this keyframe interval by a lot. So let's multiply it by 2. I'm not really sure if that's a lot. I don't know that much about video compression. But so here are at least the settings that I have figured out works. It's the output quality, which is really high, and then the encoding speed is real time. Let's set it to high quality instead. Yeah. And now let's just save this to our desktop. Let's call this... okay, I'm going to call the video a username that I read first. Elias. Elias. Hello, Elias. Do I know you? Huh. Elias. Version 1. Everyone say hi to Elias. So, a Norwegian comment there. Should I translate it? 50 kroners. Thank you for inspiring me. I'm going to an animation community college, partly because of your amazing videos. That's amazing. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and by the way, can you guys give a big thanks to Ullis for being a great moderator? I just messaged him like right before the stream. I said, hey, can you help me with moderation? And he did. So he is amazing. He's also an amazing Discord mod on the Discord server. So check it out if you want to see his GIFs or whatever. Okay, so Elias version 1. Accept. And now we're going to go make sure that in the render properties, you can scroll all the way down. No, in the output properties, you can scroll all the way down to post-processing, and you make sure that the sequencer is available. Because now, if I press F12 now and render this, it's going to instantly render, because now it's really just fetching this EXR sequence. But if the sequencer is not here, and I press F12 to render, it's actually going to render or ray trace the scene, because don't forget, there is an actual scene here in the same blend file. So that's really important to keep in mind if you want to just toggle back and forth. I usually use another blend file for video editing actually, but I thought I would be merging it in one blend file today. So enable the sequencer, and now we're going to press Control F12, or let's go render animation, and this should render quite quickly. Yeah, because the encoding speed is set to real time. So, and what's really amazing about this workflow that we have done today, it's so cool. Let's say you want to make this into a weekend project, that you're going to create a really long animated wallpaper for your computer, or maybe it's for your university, they want their logo in there, or they want, like, you're an animator and you want to just give your client just a little bit of love. You can send them like an animated wallpaper and they're going to be so hyped. And maybe some instructions on how to use it as well. But what's really cool is that, let's say I'm using this, can I draw here? Yeah. So let's say I'm using this for an asset, right? Then tomorrow I can open this blend file and I can just copy this and I can get rid of this one, and I can make something new that has the same lighting and just do the same masking trick, and maybe I could place it over here, So now something over here happens. And the next cycle, something over here happens, and then you can just add this to the timeline. And then you can just compile it all together to the same animated wallpaper. And before you know it, you're starting your own Gumroad page and selling animated wallpapers in 8K that was rendered on some render farm. So this, I think, could be a really cool thing to do if you have some time on your hands. So, some questions. This is a really good question from John Franklin. How GPU intensive do you think running this wallpaper is? That's such a good question. Because it's a dilemma. You can, if you have a big video file. Did I just cross out the render, or was it finished? Let's see. Render animation. No! Fuck! Oh! I was supposed to press view animation. Okay, let's just render it again. So what's really important to think about is that the higher video size, the bigger the file size of the video is, or the higher bitrate is, and the less efficient the compression is, the less your GPU has to work. But it will fill up more VRAM. So if you have a lot of VRAM on your computer or on your GPU, and you're like, I don't need to use this VRAM, you can just make the bitrate really high and set the encoding speed to really low, and just make sure that the video is really big. And then you can just slap that all into VRAM, and it's going to use really little video decode. But on the contrary, if you have little VRAM, you can make like a, excuse me, if you have really little VRAM, you can make the compression much more efficient. So your GPU has to work a little bit more with the video decode. So yeah, I'm seeing myself a lot there and on the stream, and I'm not watching myself. Okay, so we're down to 780 viewers. That's almost a bit calming. So I can answer this one before I... Hello from a Swedish neighbor. Love your tutorials. I don't actually use Blender, but finding your tutorials fascinating and calming. That's nice. I would be impressed if you found this video calming. I'm feeling I'm stressing out super hard today. Is H.265 codec useful? I have no idea. You should try it. But you can't do H.265 in Blender, I think. Yeah, okay, so now I definitely did not cross out the animation. So now let's do render view animation. Yeah, so this will open in DJV. Oh, that runs really smooth. There are some really weird bugs here. No, let's not focus on that. I don't think it's going to be visible in the final version. So now let's go to Lively Wallpaper, and let's find our video, Elias version 1. And now you can just click and drag this in. Yes, that works. I didn't know if that would work. Oh, no, by the way, where do you get Lively Wallpaper? So if you go to the Microsoft Store... No, I'll leave the link in the description, because you can go to the website of the amazing guy that has created this. Oh, I've forgotten his name, and I'm so sorry. I can't really find it right now, but I'll leave the link in the description for the amazing individual. Maybe there's some about part here. About, no, general. Yeah, can't really see who made this program. Does anyone know? I think it was Rock something. Rock Danister? I think that could be it. Yeah, nice. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Double DJ and Miklos Kovac. Yeah, so that's the guy. And I think if everyone is going to download this, I would recommend that you do it from the Microsoft Store, or else he's probably hosting this on his own website. So yeah, now that's how to basically... installing this is super easy. Installing anything from Microsoft Store seems really easy. So you just take your video and you slap it onto here, and then you can actually make this into a cool little pack. So let's actually call this... We're going to give a name to this wallpaper. We're going to call it... The first comment I see. How big is the file? Well, I'm going to give it the name of your name first. EZ4J3NZ. Perfect. How big is the file? We'll find out later. And I made this on my website. No, let's not focus on that. And here's really cool. You can export lively.zip, and this is really cool. So now let's just press OK. And now this is going to just create a animated GIF, and it's going to zip this into a zip file. And we're going to get asked where we want to save this. I want to save this to my desktop. Let's press save. And let's cross this out. And now let's have a look. Perfect. There are some compression artifacts here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Okay, so I would try and do this again, actually, if I had some... if I was just experimenting on my own time, because now there seems to be some weird patterns here. But what's really good is that it just takes so short amount of time to export this from Blender. So imagine if you were like to do a bunch of different stuff. You can have it come up here and then up here later, and you can have a lot of stuff going on. Especially if you do it with an orthographic camera, then you could just place things wherever you want, as long as this camera is in the same angle. So, and what's really cool about this is that now we have this zip file here, which is for all you artists that now are running over to Gumroad and want to just try and start selling your animated wallpaper packs. Here you can take this one and you can just drag it. So this would be the product that you're selling. You can just drag this into the wallpaper, smack, and then you see that there are no, hey, who is the author, who is the whatever, because all of this just is set it. So if you go about, now you can see this is the name, type, video, author, polyfill, and you can add your website. So this is a really cool way to just, and it also includes the GIF. You can actually open this and see. Yeah, so it's a GIF inside of here, and there's actually a thumbnail image too that shows nothing. So this is a, wait a minute. This is an extremely fast way to make a GIF. I wonder if anyone is using this software for that. Can you imagine if you had like a really, what's the format on this GIF? Properties. I can't see it because it's not unzipped. Extract here. Yes to all. Close. GIF. So if I open this GIF, properties. 392 by 221. And it's, I don't know. I just know that I created a GIF like instantly. So if you're making GIFs, perhaps this software could be an insanely weird open source way to just drag and drop and create some GIFs. Anyways, now we have created our very own animated wallpaper. Oh yeah, how big is the file? My apologies. Let's go properties. It is 1.89 megabytes. So the reason why it's a little bit bigger is because in the example I used, I think it is, let me see if I can find it here. Box thing. Yeah, this one. So this one is HD as well. Here we go. Here's the impressive one. So this file, box thing version 1, it looks like this. There might be some compression artifacts if you're watching this on YouTube, I think. Because I have a little bit here as well. But so this is probably too hard compressed. But this one is in 4K 60 frames per second. And it's 502 kilobytes. That's insane. It's a 15-second video. Where most of the video is just nothing. So, and that was probably too hard compression. Yeah. So, are there any questions about this workflow? Will you be using it? Oh, I'm not... Oh, I've been scrolled up, so I couldn't see the new... Can we have the zip file download? Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll take the this setup. Where are we? Here we go. I'll take this setup with this blend file, and I'll be happy to make this available on the Discord server. So that's where you want to be, I think. And I'm not really that happy about the output of this one, or the quality here. Maybe I should add a lower keyframe interval. I don't know. Set this back up. So I recommend that you play around with these settings. But now I'm going to show you something really cool. Let me exit the blend file. And let's have a look. So here you can see the animated wallpaper. And then I'm going to do performance. And let's have a look at what my GPU is doing. So I have a 2080 Ti. I was actually on a comparison website today and just saw how incredibly much faster the newer ones are. And I thought the 2080 Ti was like super fast. But like the 3090 is so fast. So anyways, I'm happy with my GPU, by the way. So with the lively wallpaper, here you can see that my GPU is using... Oh, wait. I'm streaming. I'm probably not going to be able to test this. No, that's video encode. Okay, so video decode is going to be... Now we can pause. You can right-click and you can pause wallpapers. And then this should drop to 0. Yeah, so it's still keeping it in the VRAM. And then the video decode drops to 0. So if you for some reason need video decode like really badly, you can just pause it. And what I think is really cool... Let me just open this again. I think in actually the newest version of Lively Wallpaper, version 2.0, you can actually toggle some sort of auto thing. Attribution. What? I'm using version 1.7. I thought I was using version 2.0. That's really bad. There's nothing else to say. I think it's quite similar though. I think it's the same process. Yeah, if there's any process differences between version 1 point whatever I am on, or version 2.0. I'll leave a pinned comment on this video for the future, but I don't think there are any differences. Ulis asks, if you maximize the window, will it stop the animation and drop to 0? Yeah, in the new version, I think, but not in this one, I think. Am I able to go to the Lively Wallpaper apps? Yeah, I think I'm going to exit this one. Lively. Yeah, does this work? Okay, yeah, here we are. Here you can see version 2.0. So now, oh, it actually transferred the old one to the new one. So here you can, wow, you have one active wallpaper. You can have different wallpapers on different screens. How cool is this? So if you have a multi-monitor setup, you should just make like the sickest ultra-wide dual monitor animated wallpaper. I would love to see that. You should definitely do that. And that, or you can do span across screens, duplicate the same. Or you can even do make your own screensaver. I'm not sure if I would use a video for that though. It would just burn in immediately. Oh, it stopped? No, okay, there we go. Gallery coming soon. Ooh, maybe he needs help for some Blender artists, I think. Oh, here's something I made. Can you see this? Music Mountain. I think that's for a new tutorial, but that's way down the road. I have some really interesting ideas for that. Customize? Oh yeah, you can increase the saturation and stuff like that. I wonder if you increase the speed. Whoa! Okay, so I just increased the speed, and this is definitely more than 60 frames per second, because I'm on a high refresh rate monitor. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you have a high refresh rate monitor, perhaps you can just export a 60 FPS video and then increase the speed. That's cool. Restore default. Okay, so yeah, let me see if I can find the settings here. Library background system tray. No, you can probably figure this out, but there should be a setting to. Do you know if it's possible to make this wallpaper interactive? Yes, it should be possible. Oh, here it is. Performance application full screen. You can pause it if something's full screen. So if you're playing a game, or I'm not sure if Blender counts, but if something is in full screen, then the wallpaper should stop. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, the question. You can definitely make some interactive stuff, because I read on the website that it's possible to do like audio reactive thing where where you access the API or whatever. I have no idea how to do stuff like that. I just make videos. So that's every time I used to do freelance 3D animation, and every single time people would ask, hey, can you do an interactive stuff like that? I would always ask, I can only make a video file for you, but we can be super creative and put it on a big board, or we can put it on stuff like, but just think that I will waste my time if I make anything else than a video. So that was, I don't know why I started talking about that, but can we please get the Music Mount tutorial? Trust me, this is not ready yet. I have some ideas I need to explore first, and it's going to be a really sick tutorial, I think. Yeah, that's what people want, right? A sick tutorial. But there are some interactive here as well already, like this Waves one. I think it's from his website, the guy who made this. And you got the Matrix Rain. Yeah, and but I think I'm gonna just leave it at this one. So it just is this one. I think I'm gonna full screen myself actually. Hello, how are you guys? I think I'm okay. So we're at 670 viewers. That's still insane. Oh, so we're at 10,000 views. So 10,000 people have been here. That's insane. Wow. And we were actually past 1,000 at some point. That's amazing. When will the video be out? Hey, the video will be out at the second I press end, because it just turns into a VOD. So it will be public. And then I'll change the thumbnail and title to how to make an animated wallpaper using only free software. So, by the way, I'm thinking, if you're watching this in the future and you watch the entire video, that's cool. I'm not sure if this is going to be like entertaining video to watch from start to finish. How do you type the O with a line through it? That is actually just my keyboard that has that layout. It's the Nordic layout. So we actually have it on the phones as well. You can I do this? You have these characters. Let me see here. Font. You have the Ö, which is this one. Ö. By the way, there's an ongoing meme now on the Discord channel that if you just start using Ö, if you start typing like this, yeah, that's just one O. If you start doing that on the Discord channel, people will immediately start give you much more respect. So I can recommend doing that if you want to join the channel and be part of the gang or part of the team. How do you come up with videos end up making millions of views? Did you know that the tutorial arm, the robotic arm, was going to be a banger? No, I did not. But how do you come up with videos that end up making millions of views? I'm not really sure. And what I think is just so important, this is such a good question because I've been thinking about this a lot. Just because someone has done something. So for example, I made that video that got like a ridiculous amount of views, like 26.5 million views or something. It got that many amount of views, right? And then people ask me, what did you do correctly, right? What was the success? What's the reason for that? And I can just feel it is super tempting to just say, oh no, you know what? I've been doing this and I've been doing that, and it was probably you know that? But the truth is, I have no idea. And I think I think it's truly difficult to not pretend like you know. Because if you just put a microphone in someone's face that have just had success, and you ask them, why is your success? What's the reason for it? They will always try and just explain what they think is the truth. And then people will say, hey, did you hear that guy? He tells that this is the truth because he has this amount of success. So my point is, even if you've had success, there's no reason to tell yourself. I mean, why would you know? You know, I'm not sure if that makes any sense. I'm just a guy with a cup of tea doing a live stream after the tutorial is finished. Ooh, Jacob with an X, Jacobs. Just want to say thank you. Hey, thank you, Jacob. That's a great message. You make Blender content on YouTube too. That's amazing. So, a lot of Ös in the chat. That's cool. PC spec. Your PC is so fast. Can I do this? Windows break. Can I do this? Yeah, here you can see. I have an i7 6000 7K. Yeah. That's my specs. And a 2080 Ti. And pen support, apparently. Huh. And I have 64 gigs of RAM, which might be too much. I think I should buy faster RAM instead of more next time. Why so much RAM? Well, the reason why I have so much RAM is, let's say I use, let me see if I can open an older project here. Can I do this? No, I can't do this. This is for an upcoming video. I can't really show this. Here's the perfect one. The Polyfield Cinematics. My latest video where I did a lot of this. I exported everything in EXR. So here you can see EXR renders. I have all this stuff in EXR. So let's do this one. So here you can see we have, oh my god, you can't see my screen. I'm so sorry. Here you can see this one. So the point is, oh, this is going too fast. I need to set this to 30 frames per second. Playback in a loop. So the point is, now I filled up, here you can see, memory cache, which is, I think it's RAM. Yeah, it must be. I can allow this software to use 28 gigs, and it's using 25% of that. So if I increase this to 63, it's using 11% of my RAM. And this is a video file that is rendered in OpenEXR with a DWAA compression. Or DWAB, maybe, I'm not sure. At least it's a super efficient compression. So It's a lossy compression. So the EXR video is all about that. So here's the deal. This file, this sequence would be super big if I were to render this in the lossless EXR format. But I have since transitioned to the lossy format. So my point is, I'm compressing my EXR files in a way that it is impossible to notice in my workflow. So I only end up using like 20 to 25% of my RAM of 64 gigabyte. So the next time I'm going to upgrade my computer, I'll probably just get faster RAM. So when I click this, now you can see that we have to wait for a little bit because this is being loaded into the RAM. I'm not sure if you can see this line. I'm following it with my cursor. You can see this has nothing to do with playback. This line is buffering the animation. So I think a faster RAM would write this faster, but I'm not sure. I don't know that much about computer parts. Boop. So I see some people asking the same question like a lot of times. But here's the thing. If you like spam the question, I'll just not read it. Yes, I'm just going to give you a timeout. Sorry. Okay. Hi, how are you? Go DDR5. I didn't know you could get DDR5. I think maybe I should, in the final video, there may be this, because the video is obviously over, like a long time ago. How long have I been streaming? Over an hour. Wow, this is longer than I planned. Say hello in French, please. Bonjour. Why is your microphone so thin? That's an amazing question. It's just how it is. It's supposed to be, you can see it there, it's supposed to be a like a movie microphone that you hold like this, and it's going to be like this, but so the problem is if I were to do like this, that would probably be horrible for headphone users, by the way. This is really good at picking out sound from far away. So I used to have it above here and it pointing down, but then the sound would bounce. So the sound from my voice would bounce like this. But now I have it like this. So it's a weird microphone, but it's really good at picking up sound that comes from here. So if I'm over here, for example, now you can hear me not so good. And now you can hear me really good. Oh, yes. My tea is still warm. Not that warm. Okay, so I'll do 3 more questions. What did you study? I studied... I'm looking at myself and it looks like I'm important, but I'm not. I'm just a regular person. I studied film and TV for 3 years. My bachelor film Stack is live on YouTube. You can see it. It's an animation movie. So I have a bachelor's degree in film and TV. And then I wanted to make a living out of making tutorials, which is a plan I made like before I even started really making tutorials. So I thought I want to make my own company. And to make my own company, I need to know some stuff about entrepreneurship. So I got a master's degree in entrepreneurship. But now I'm finished. Now I'm not a student anymore. I'm a full-time YouTuber or YouTube dude. I don't know. Will this be stream be saved somewhere? Yep, it will be saved with the same link. That is, it's just going to be a live video on this channel, just like a VOD. What keyboard is that? This is the Logitech G915. What's your name? My name is Asbjørn. Hey, someone... hey guys, everyone say hi to Anders. He's there in the chat. That's nice to see. So YouTube is your main job? Yep. For the past 7 months, I think, or 8 months, I've been doing nothing else than YouTube. And I just thought, hey, let's just see how long it lasts. And I didn't even have that much money saved up, but it just worked out. Would you do private lessons? No, because... Okay, so here's the deal. I get this question a lot. Why I won't do private lessons, or will you coach me or whatever? Like, people are offering a lot of money to just say, hey, I want to learn this, can you teach me that? But here's the thing. Every time I just sit down and just plan a tutorial, I get super invested in that technique and I just spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. But then the problem is, I just get like a little bit tired of that technique. It has some magic because it's new, and I try and push the tutorial quickly so it's fresh for me, you know. But if I were to do private coaching, I would have to just repeat my stuff or repeat myself over and over again, and just, or maybe people would ask questions that I didn't think was that interesting. So that's like the first reason. It's like I think it would be annoying for me, or not annoying. I just saw something. It would be, yeah. Honestly, it might actually be a little bit annoying to just do the same stuff. But the other reason is that I think that I'm spending my time better if I'm making tutorials that a lot of people can see, instead of that a few people are paying for my time or whatever. That just feels so not efficient, you know. I would probably get really rich by doing that, though, which I'm not rich, if anyone's wondering. Okay, so I'll answer one last question. I'll do one big sip, and then the final question. Can you do a color grading tutorial? That is an amazing question, and maybe at some point in my career or whatever, you will understand why I will not do a color grading tutorial. I'm sorry about that. Or maybe I'll do one, but it will be with a very different approach. So that's it. I'm going to end the stream now in a very short amount of time, and I'm going to make a title and a thumbnail for this video, or at least a title. Maybe I'll have to wait with the thumbnail. I'm going to hold like a presentation in a couple of days, so I have to prepare that. So thanks so much for everyone sticking by. We're at 500 viewers now, 580, and I can't believe we were at 1,000 viewers. It really worked to just say that this is a secret stream. That's so cool. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys. End stream. And goodbye.